Today on This Week in Technical Issues, Ranjith Kumaran of PunchTab is with us. I'll take an Ask Jason question from Nasser AlNasser, and Tyler is going to drop massive amounts of insights, all that, and more technical problems, faux pas, fix-ups. I mean, it's just...
Kerfuffles.
Kerfuffles. What'd you say? Kerfuffles?
Kerfuffles.
Kerfuffles and more right now on This Week in Startups.
That's what it's all about, man. They said, money is the root of all evil. What? Funny how it feeds my people. Yeah. We ain't gonna live like equals until we get the money, spend the money, and defeat you. Yeah. Money is the root of all evil. What? Funny how it feeds my people. Yeah. We ain't gonna live like equals until we get the money, spend the money, and defeat you.
Yes. Osama Bin Laden is dead. I am so happy. Wasn't it just a week ago or 2 weeks ago I said I would kill that mofo with my bare hands, that melon farmer, if I ever got my hands on him? And didn't make everybody was so uncomfortable on the show when I said I'd love to kill somebody. One of the producers?
Oh, that was when the guy with the car,
was he here? And I was talking
open source car?
Yeah,
yes.
When the open source car guy was here.
Yes.
That was awesome.
Like
and I was like, yeah, because he was there.
Yeah,
he was in
hard.
it.
That guy
and I was like, hey,
real.
if I could get 5 minutes in a room with him, and you know what? We got our 5 minutes, and we got our man. God bless the United States of America. God bless us and our Navy SEALs and all the people who've been sacrificing to get this piece of garbage. Because, as I tried to explain to the knuckleheads on Twitter when I was like, thank God we killed this murderous bastard. And they said, oh, what the typical American response? And I said, hey, dumbass, here is the list of Al-Qaeda attacks. Al-Qaeda. Who cares? Doesn't matter anymore because we're not going to be talking about them.
Yeah.
Potato, patata, they're done. We cut the head off the snake. It's over. And he killed more people who are Muslim and non-Americans than Americans. This is a glorious victory for the entire world and everybody on this planet who is for freedom and democracy. And I love the fact that we didn't do it with a drone. That would be the easy way out.
Use your bare hands, right? Use your bare hands, right?
Not to be bare hands. I just love the fact that he got woken up.
Would rather he be caught dead or alive?
I like the idea of dead.
Really?
No, dead. I like dead. And I like the idea that what he heard, his final moments were helicopters, pop, 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 pop.
Now here's what
the Americans are here. Pop, 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 pop.
I thought
First floor, pop, 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 pop.
No,
Second floor,
I
pop, 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 pop. Third floor, your whole family's dead.
No.
Your cousins are dead. I don't know. Of course his family should be dead.
I thought it was a candygram.
Pop, 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 pop.
Yeah. I can't believe what I can't believe is he didn't have a tunnel going out underneath to
this guy is
a mile away.
Dumb. He didn't even. I mean, Saddam Hussein had a foxhole.
Yeah.
But they caught him in the foxhole, though.
You still got him.
Didn't help.
We get our man. Let it be a lesson to people around the world.
He had
you know
10 years to dig a hole out under, and that's how all the rich, savvy billionaire
yes, of
Dr.
course.
Evils do it, isn't it? Don't you have an
Listen,
escape pod
Do you
so
have
you
a
can
tunnel
this guy
under your house? Or?
Of course.
Okay.
I have a tunnel that goes right to Commerce Casino.
Right.
Let me tell you something. I love the fact that his final years, the last year leading up into his death, by an American soldier who shot him in the face, and he saw it coming, which is how he should have died. His final year, he watched democracy unfold in the Islamic countries that he wanted to make into one perverse, nation under his own corrupt version of
it still might.
Muslim
It still might go
corruption.
that way.
It's not going to, because they want freedom. They want Facebook.
That's what happened in
they
Iran.
Want 4G. They want Twitter.
Iran
they want
booted
Netflix.
out their guy.
They want PunchTab.
They want PunchTab. They want it all. Let me tell you
This
something.
week in politics is turning into.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to go off on a whole tangent, but I do feel like we have a very big community with the show, and the community knows how I feel about this issue. I'm a New Yorker. My brother's a firefighter. He lost a lot of his friends on that day, and I am pleased to no end for all of those firefighters, for all New Yorkers, for all Americans, and for all people around the world who love democracy, that this bastard is dead. And I know it's symbolic, but you know what? I think that leadership is a huge part of running companies, of running terrorist networks, of running countries. And when you kill the top guy, you know what? A lot of times the company's over. And you know what? This is a group of people that we're not going to hear from again. They're done. I don't think we're going to hear from them again, and I'm really pleased this Punch. But one thing you're going to hear about right now is GoToMeeting.
Saw that coming.
Go right now.
Nice touch.
There is a There is somebody who bought these ads for GoToMeeting, and Mo's on the phone with them right now.
Yes.
I'm sorry that Jason went from his whole rant on Osama Bin Laden being shot in the face into your product, but let me tell you something.
But you know that the White House, they probably did use
I think
GoToMeeting when they were...
There was a shot of the White House where it looked like they were watching
On
a GoToMeeting.
I know.
And they were as riveted by the live stream that they saw of this compound being taken down as I am when I'm using GoToMeeting. Hold unlimited meetings for one flat fee. Collaborate with remote colleagues from your Mac, from your PC, or from your iPad. Hey, it works. GoToMeeting contest. Sign up for GoToMeeting. Remember to use the promo code START. Use the promo code START, as in This Week in Startups. Then send your registration to contest@thisweekend and be entered into a 30-minute GoToMeeting with me and Tyler. Wow, that's a good deal. The meeting will then be released to the Twist audience, which means an added promotion for your company. You're basically getting to be a guest on the show just for registering for GoToMeeting. GoToMeeting, GoToMeeting. We love GoToMeeting. I use it every day, every week, and we're going to be using it for the producers meeting on Friday. And speaking of produce, thank you, GoToMeeting. Go ahead and thank GoToMeeting on your Twitter account. Thanks at GoToMeeting.
Thank you.
Thank you. And hey, if you want to be part of the show, if you want to be part of the Twist list, this is taking off like a rocket ship. We have 20 founding members of the Twist list. These are the executive producers, associate producers, and supporters of the show. Basically, if you want to see us go HD, if you want to see me drop 60 dimes on the new studio, which means we're going to have this kick-ass state-of-the-art studio with either the TriCaster 850 or the Broadcast Pix Graphite. We've got a whole bake-off going on between the two companies. These are two incredible pieces of equipment that will move the entire network to HD. You will be watching Tyler. Can I get a shot of Tyler, please? In HD. Boom. Go to twistlist.co, and you'll see how you can become a member of the Twist List community. If you become a member, you get your name on the title card at the end of the show. If you get on the title card at the end of the show, your life will be complete. It's only $50 a month, $500 a year to be an executive producer, $25 a month, $250 a year to be a producer, $10 a month to be an associate producer, or $100 a year, and then there's a supporter for $5 a year, all through your PayPal account. And hey, this is not going to me so I can go play in the World Series of Poker. I'm going to be playing there anyway. This is going to get gear for the studio and make this an even more amazing production. Hey, we're thinking about going 3 days a week.
NPR should do this. I want to be an executive producer on NPR.
Exactly. But so you give your money to NPR, and you know what they do?
Yeah.
They interrupt the show every 5 minutes.
Right.
What we do is we put you on a private mailing list with me, with you, with Lon.
I see the mailing list.
And now we've got 3 or 4 emails a day between the producers. The producers are actually producing the show. You're going to get a credit. You'll have this credit on IMDb or wherever we wind up doing it. They're picking the subjects of the next shows. They're debating the guests. It's actually insane, because these people are generally insane fans of the show. They're super fans. And now they get to express their super fandom as an actual executive producer. And at the end of the show today, you'll see some of them in the title cards, because you get a title card. This is a legit credit. I mean, if it was a legitimate show, it would be. So I found out about... hey, listen, 100,000 downloads per episode. You know, you can argue all you want, but I think I've got 4 times the audience of MSNBC. I don't mean to go all Donald Trump on everybody, but nobody could get the job done. I mean, he looks like such an idiot. I'm sorry I didn't get you my birth certificate. I was busy killing Osama Bin Laden. You saw him at the correspondence dinner? Obama's such a badass.
Oh.
He's like laughing. Oh, that's a good Osama joke. All right. So I found out about this next company. I don't know if I found out about it from Chamath, I think, first, my friend on Facebook, who's also a really good poker player. Then I think, are you guys on Angel List?
We did actually put part of it on Angel List.
I may have flown by on Angel List really quick. But I saw a preview of this, I think, last week. Was it last week we talked?
A couple weeks ago, maybe. Yeah.
2 weeks ago, and I said, this is brilliant. This is something I wanted to build at Weblogs Inc. This is something I've wanted to build a couple of times. I can't believe somebody finally built it, but that's how it is with great ideas. Ranjith was the co-founder of YouSendIt. You've used YouSendIt probably when you got it. That was like the way to send big, huge attachments before Gmail could actually handle decent size ones. Before Dropbox, it was YouSendIt.
Yeah.
And what did you wind up doing with YouSendIt?
So I'm still on the board there.
Still on the board.
And I guess the last kind of numbers we've talked about is 2 years ago we did about 15 million in revenue.
Wow.
And we're up to about 350,000 subscribers paying us $10 a month. So it's
That's
actually, revenue's
incredible.
actually scaled quite well.
So $40 million a year in revenue.
That was, end of last year.
Holy jeez. Just for shipping around all those big MP3s and videos.
It's always the simplest things that work, right? Simple value
People use it for
propositions,
sending
things
like
that.
big files, like their own personal movies.
Yeah, and
how big are the biggest files? 'Cause I just started shooting with my 60D, and I took some videos in 1080p. These things are becoming gigabytes.
yeah, we're starting to get requests for multi gigabyte, 10, 20 gigabytes.
Is the current infrastructure of the internet really able to handle that? It feels like it's not. Like the uploading speed is just too slow.
No, not really. So we do a lot of things on the client side and things like that to speed it up. And
what is that? You fire up multiple downloads
yeah,
concurrently?
we do that, and we also drop data centers all around the world. So we have one west coast of the United States. We have one on the East Coast in
You
London.
don't use CDNs. You are the CDN.
We're pretty much. Yeah, I think in the U.S. we were one data center short of being our own CDN at the time. But
the CDNs are a bit of a ripoff.
It's
When you're sending those many files around.
They are.
You're better off buying a 100 megabit synchronous data center or pipe. I mean, those are so cheap now, a couple of $100, couple $1,000.
Everything's
and just do it in 10
price,
places, and you're done.
And that's one of the things as we scaled, everything got cheaper and cheaper.
So tell me about the new company, and welcome to the program, by the way.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So tell us about the new company. When did you come up with the idea, and what is it? Share with the audience.
You sure? We didn't get a chance to wrap up on Osama Bin Laden.
Yeah, go ahead.
Want to talk more about that? No, I'm just kidding.
Do you have any personal feelings? I feel. Go ahead.
Not really.
You happy?
No.
All I said was
There's a good tie-in though, because YouSendIt did have.
Oh yeah. That's a good story.
Wait a second. Are you telling me that Osama got caught because of YouSendIt? That's incredible.
No. But just, unrelated story. But really early in the days of YouSendIt, I was actually I remember the day clearly. I was at a conference in Monterey. And the server said I hadn't left my previous job, and the service was just started, and the server started falling over. And I just took a quick minute to see, hey, there's this link that's being shared like crazy, and our servers are getting hammered. So I didn't think much of it. I shut it off. And at the end of the day,
I know what it is. This is an Osama Bin Laden
This was the first beheading video. That was released. A radio station in the Midwest somewhere had used us to kind of spread the word about it. And as soon as
they
I
wouldn't
shut
put it on TV.
Right. And as soon as I shut it off, we started getting hate mail from Americans saying it's
how dare you?
Yeah, how dare you? Don't censor this. You got to. I was like, hey, I just wanted to shut the.
Oh, people were upset that you
off,
were censoring it. Not
that we were censoring.
I figured people would say, hey, you got to censor this. It's too graphic. The poor guy's family.
It was totally the opposite. It was.
Yeah, I think they should play that on TV so that people get an idea of exactly how savage these people are.
That's exactly what the radio station was running. Yeah. So
people need to see exactly what we're up against.
Yeah, so that's the tie-in.
God, I forgot about all the crazy beheadings
those
guys were doing.
Remember
How
that?
brutal they were, just taking workers and beheading them.
Yeah, it was
to make what point again?
It was a strange time.
All right, so let's go to PunchTab. There's a segue. So here we go. I'm on a PunchTab dashboard here, and I see that. Well, tell us the basic concept.
So the genesis of the idea was. Again, my previous company, YouSendIt, we've kind of locked up the market on delivery of large files, but you can't force someone to have a large file. You can't force someone to have an important file to deliver. So we were always trying to think of different engagement ways to get people top of mind back to the service. And one thing we were playing around with was something called the frequent filer program, where the more files you send with us, the more points you accumulate, and you can cash them in with for subscriptions. And nobody wanted to build it as soon as they found out this takes engineers to build and marketers. And I showed it to a bunch of my startup buddies. They all liked it, but no one wanted to spend engineering resources on it. So that's kind of the genesis of it. But we've done a few iterations of it's basically PunchTab. You sign up, you drop a little bit of JavaScript either on your site or on your mobile app or whatever. An entire reward section comes up. We can reward any social action, basically, a visit, a comment, a follow, a tweet. Right. We can reward all those. You can build your own catalog and basically build your own old school kind of Air Miles type loyalty program in minutes.
So it's loyalty programs for websites. Typically, this might be an editorial site, like a blog.
Content sites seem to be eating it up because, again, it's anything to drive page views and engagement and sharing is lift for them.
So here we are. I'm on this Mod Sentry.
Mod Sentry, and actually you can close that little welcome window that they have.
Right. Okay.
Announcing.
And I see on the left you have the rewards, 100 points.
Yeah, that's the tab. I mean, this is the basic visualization is these guys are a gaming site. They're rewarding comments. You see the little tab shows up even on leave a reply, so we automatically kind of highlight here are all the earning opportunities.
So if your little banner there,
that means hey, if you leave a comment here,
you're going to get a reward.
You're going to reward. So if you click on the tab, you can log into it using your Facebook credentials. It lives right on the site, and you can see what the catalog is. Yeah. So they're giving away an Amazon.
Yeah. So I can earn these points here. I'm looking at the screen. I can earn points on this blog by visiting every day, commenting. And Facebook liking.
Facebook likes.
Now, is it a gray area in terms of people getting rewarded to like something on Facebook. Is that okay in the terms of service? Because I see here I can redeem my points for an Amazon gift card.
Yeah, this is what these guys are giving away. It's
I mean, it's not your issue because you're a platform, but where is the line in terms of buying links? There was like the Google big faux pas. Is this buying likes? Is that the issue?
It's a good question. I mean, it's driving engagement, we think, and we kind of leave it up to the site. Some of them give away very relevant things like a subscription offer or a T-shirt or stickers. These guys are giving away gift certificates and things like that.
So just by joining, I got 100 points, and then it says here if I want more points, I can go ahead and like this.
Like it, yeah.
And I'm the first of my friends to like it, so I like it.
Yeah.
And I earned another 100 points, and hey, your site's refreshing.
Yeah.
And boom, and I see there's some people up here. Now I'm in 13th place with 200 points.
There we go.
And how do I earn another point?
So there's a little arrow on the right.
Yeah.
You can leave a comment here, just right in line, and this is a comment thread that.
Loving this point system.
And we're not a sponsor, by the way.
No, of course not. Yes, yes.
GoToMeeting is though, and they're great.
GoToMeeting, yes. You don't need a point system to love GoToMeeting.
We don't.
So I post a little Facebook comment. Now I'm at 300 points.
Yeah.
And obviously, you can see just by this example on a website that I have nothing to do with. I found 3 ways to make this 300 points, and I guess if I come back the next day...
Yeah, you can do the same things. If you click on the catalog thing, you can see this isn't a custom catalog. It looks like they're pulling stuff from our... there's a catalog tab up at the top, but if you click on
I see the catalog, yeah. And look at this. If I go down to my entry...
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of slick. If I go down to my entry, I can hit the down button, and I can see actually what I did to earn this stuff.
Correct, yeah. So there's a little dashboard and things like that.
So you thought... You're at YouSendIt, you thought, hey, wouldn't it be great if we had a frequent filer program? And you said, hey, other people must have this need.
Yeah.
How long has the product been out?
So we came, I guess private beta was March 10th. So we set up shop January 4th, and it's a team of 4 now, and we push code for private beta on March 10th. And I think last week, about maybe 4 weeks away, we came out of private beta. Last week alone, we had about 55 sites sign up for it and are starting to implement. So,
wow, 55 sites out of the gate.
Well, that's just last week. So
just last week?
Just last week. So about 300 sites so far have signed up for it. Yeah.
How are you getting people to know about it? I mean, I think this is the first press you've really done,
well,
right?
We had a little bit of press about our iPhone application that we showed at South by Southwest, and that's basically taking the same mechanics to a mobile platform.
So for people, if I have an iPhone app, how to play guitar for Mahalo, we're building an app for that.
Do a lesson every day, recommend to your friends.
Open it up every day, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. So just building top of mind, and then maybe you cash it in for guitar lessons.
Has anybody ever done anything like this? Was this what flues and beans were supposed to be?
A little bit, yeah. But
I don't know if people even remember what flues and beans are. You do, because you're an old school guy. Explain what flues and beans are.
Well, the twist we put on kind of that model is we want the entire thing to live at the edge in the customer's workflow and things like that. Whereas kind of Loyalty 1.0 sites were more come to my sites, come to my points. Yeah. And then there's a bunch of things you can do and go.
And the Loyalty 1.0, I remember flues because that was Whoopi Goldberg. Here, I pulled it up on my screen.
Okay, cool.
And this was actually a smart guy that one of the founders of iVillage started this thing.
Yeah.
And that was pretty. It was pretty innovative in a way, wasn't it? I guess you would earn these sort of virtual currencies. And they had Whoopi Goldberg. Let's see. Yeah, Robert Levitan, right, from iVillage. And you could then use it like frequent flyer points. Yeah. And it imploded in a huge, huge Federal Bureau of Investigation that the Russian organized crime syndicate was using flues and stolen credit card numbers as part of a money laundering scheme. So how do you keep yourself from going afoul of not money laundering, because obviously this is just rewards, it's not like a global currency, but gaming of the system. So well, I'm 9,700 points away from getting a $15 gift card. Yeah. And I know there's probably 100 people in a room in the Philippines or in Shenzhen, China right now that are getting paid $1 an hour who are going, hey, wait a second, that works out more than $1 an hour.
Well, the good news is for startups like ours, there's legitimate ways of getting money out of Russia now. You can do a DST deal and that kind of thing. So we don't have to go.
Wow! Oh my God! I love this guy. This guy deserved a slot on the news. You know what? You're on the official B team for the news. If somebody cancels on news, I'm calling you. B team. Just for the DST line. Yeah. You got yourself on the B team already.
So yeah.
No, that's a big deal.
Yeah. Ahead, so that's an aside, but. We do things like we meter the amount of points you can give out a day. If you want to kind of deal with this, we actually do have some licensing interest in the platform. You can do whatever you want with it, but on our core platform, we meter basically it's one action a day that we redeem. So you can have an entire room full of people, but it's going to be law of diminishing returns.
It's going to be a law, and you're going to probably catch them.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is it's funny. It's funny you should mention. I talked to people over at Google about that. The first thing they were like, "Well, what about click fraud? What about?" I was like, "Yeah, if we have that, but if we have the crime syndicate problem, then great." And
yeah, well, I mean, what is Google talking about click fraud? They've got probably 5%, 10% click fraud in their own network. I bet it's 10%.
And it's a cat and mouse game.
But it's acceptable click fraud because if I'm buying clicks at 30 cents and 10% of them are fraudulent, guess what? I'm going to start paying 27 cents and I'm going to chalk it up.
Right.
It's baked in, just like credit card rates are set at 2, 3, 4%, knowing that 1% of credit card transactions are fraud.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, we've got metering things in there. We've got I can't say complex algorithms yet, but
you will.
Showing outliers.
I mean, that's also another refreshing thing. I like this guy. You know, because everybody's like, oh, I got this algorithm and it's changing everything, and they're all full of nonsense. Nobody got an algorithm but Google. I don't even know if Google's got an algorithm after the Panda update.
It's just two guys in a room going through links.
Exactly.
It's just two guys.
What else?
So I was actually talking to you about 2 weeks ago, and you said that's kind of cool. You do giveaways from time to time. And we actually had that request a lot from people who do giveaways. And now what we're doing is basically every action that you take
is an entry
into a giveaway. And we talked
that's something
about this,
I wanted to do. Yeah,
exactly. And you told me about this, and almost immediately the same day, another blogger said, "Hey, I'm running this raffle. Can I use this thing?" And so now we've built a contest.
So here it is. Somebody's giving away the Shuruk necklace giveaway.
That's right.
Shuruk.
It's a French designer.
Shuruk. You know what this is? The Shuruk?
Oui.
Well, here it is. There's your Shuruk necklace. It's pretty nice.
It's pretty nice, yeah.
And win a beautiful bird necklace by French designer Shuruk from La Boutique. And I love your design. It looks very Facebook-esque.
Yeah.
Click on this. Boom. And 89 people like this.
Yeah.
First.
So far, 89 people have joined.
So I get 1 point for liking
You get one entry now.
Boom.
Right.
And 2, leave a comment answering the following question: how and when would you wear this necklace? Okay.
So scroll down and leave a comment in the comment box. We're trying to integrate the comments, but we also want to compete with the also. So that's not something we're working on. You can skip it for now.
I'm going to skip that one.
Yeah.
Almost there. Become a fan. I'm going to do that.
Okay.
Boom. I want to get another entry. And increase it by tweeting. Sure, I'll tweet it to 120,000 people.
Yeah,
you
sure.
Why
not?
Boom. Why not? Sure, that's about right. Here we go. Boom. Now I got 4 entries.
That's right. And then the other lift is we also have a viral
And it's really
hook
easy
on it.
to go from the action I just did on Twitter and then push them forward in this thing. Behaviors are pretty easy to do.
So one thing that's a little subtle is, and we actually explain it a little bit better on our own giveaway, which I'll talk about in a second, is that link, if you share it with as many people as you can, you get 1 additional entry per click-through on that link, unique click-through.
Right.
And if any of your friends actually join,
so if I say testing something,
Yeah.
please click this link.
It looks like you're going to win this contest. So
I think I just got about 10,000 entries.
yeah. Is it okay if we invalidate your entries? And,
No,
okay.
absolutely not. I was a valid entry, and I will give this.
This is
I'll
the
tell you what,
tax you pay for being on the
No,
show.
no. I am gonna. If I win, I'm keeping it, but I will give it to producer Kieran.
You will look lovely in it.
I will give it to producer Kieran. Actually, producer Kieran and Carolyn, I'll let them fight over it.
All right.
They'll flip a coin. We'll flip a coin.
Actually, the other thing we wanted to, can I announce?
Right about now, Mo 3000 is going to come in. Technically speaking, I'm a big part of the show.
Exactly.
I should get included in the giveaway.
Precisely.
Can
I do a plug for our own giveaway right now?
Absolutely.
Okay, so if you go to our blog, click on that.
Blog.punchtab.com.
Blog.punchtab.com. Thank you. We've got a This Week in Startups giveaway.
Okay.
The shtick is basically everyone's giving away an iPad to the winner of their giveaway. We're giving away 2 iPads to the winner of the giveaway.
Wow.
And I've actually brought one of them with me. Oh wait.
Oh.
How did this get in here?
Oh, it's
a San Jose Sharks shirt. Go Sharks! I know all you LA Kings fans, Jonathan Quick, you had us worried, but we pulled through.
Okay.
And this might be the year.
Okay.
I want you to have this.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's exactly what I need. I can't stand the NHL.
But seriously, so we're giving away two iPads to the winner, and you just have to tell us what are you going to do with two iPads? You're going to develop on one.
All right, let's talk turkey. How do you guys make money?
Okay, so it's pretty early, but there's a few, 3 business models: 1.0, 2.0.
Shamat's an angel investor, so basically you don't need to make money.
Yeah, pretty much.
We got that down.
I just live in his house, and just basically.
Shamat's is for background. He'll be on the show at some point. Yeah. But he ran ICQ and a couple of other things at AOL.
Yeah.
When I saw him coming to AOL, I was coming in for orientation. He was walking out the door.
Literally the same day.
With a bag of Facebook stock
right.
that I think second market still hasn't sold out all of it yet.
Yeah, I don't think they can.
I don't think they can. I think they have to. Yeah. Anyway, so he's an angel investor in it.
Yes. He is. And Chamath and I know each other for a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where did you know each other from?
You know the story. We actually went to high school together, which is bizarre.
Wow.
We're both Canadian. We grew up in Ottawa in Canada, and we both end up in the Valley. Him on the venture side at Mayfield, me on YouSendIt, and that's how we got connected back again.
Got it. So you were high school buds.
I think I graduated 1 year ahead of him, and then we connected back in the Valley. So,
tell me something about Chamath we can make fun of him about. The
this
poker
is,
table.
I get it. So the classic story I have is that he and I both
This
played.
could be good.
He and I both played.
Is this Dungeons and Dragons? Please say it's Dungeons and Dragons.
It's Dungeons and Dragons.
No.
No, it's not.
Oh God!
No,
I would call him Dungeon Master at the poker table.
The classic one, which it's still unbelievable that we did this, was we both played violin in the high school orchestra.
Oh,
together.
genius!
Yeah.
And, Chamath, the violinist.
But
when he gets, when I suck at him, I'm gonna be like, oh, here's a violin for you.
But just like everything else he does, he was super overachiever in violin as well.
Oh, was he?
So
yeah. So you raised some angel money, so that's good. How many people are you?
The four of us.
And this is software as a service, plain and simple.
Yeah.
But are you charging yet or no?
Not yet. So right now it's all about distribution. We want people to build their own contests, run their own loyalty programs.
So it's free.
It's free right now, and of course I'm a freemium guy, having done freemium at YouSendIt, and some of these modules you see, the contest module and things like that, those may be upgrades in it in the future. We're also interested in kind of connecting brands with, if these contests take off, maybe we can build kind of relationships between the brands and consumers as well.
It's so funny because I was just meeting 2 days ago with somebody doing a thing for contests, and we were going to use them for this weekend, and I'm just like, this is better.
Yeah, this is better.
It's a little bit tighter.
This is better.
Because I love the idea of growing. I'm going to do this.
Okay, good. We're in.
So how do you think the pro accounts will work? Is it the number of contests, number of likes? It'll be on volume?
Might be. I think what you see right now will probably be the core platform. We'd like to get that into as many hands as possible. But there'll be CRM upgrades. So now you've built a list of loyal members, and we want to help.
You guys going to raise a venture round?
It's just a matter of time. Right now we've raised enough that team of four. If we run it lean, it'll.
The market's pretty hot though. Would be a good time to raise it. No.
Everyone's telling me that. I talked to Chamath about this actually, and he was like, you could, but just because somebody's going to pay a silly value for it. Right. I have experience in raising. We raised $50 million at YouSendIt, and a lot of that very early. And you kind of basically make your bed, and you have to lie in it out of the gate. This time around, I'm trying to mold it into kind of what are the experiments that we want to run, what's the team we want to get around the table well before we raise the venture money. So.
Right. So you want to know your story before going in there, so you don't raise too little or too much.
Yeah, and I told this to my investors is I don't know if I want to be doing this for 6 years like I did.
Oh wow, well that's refreshing.
I actually said that.
Yeah.
So we want to figure out.
Do you want to run a sweepstakes company, a sweepstakes platform for the next 7 years? You actually have to think about that.
We have to figure that out, and that's what we're going to do for the next 6 months.
Might not be super fulfilling for you.
Might not be, but it might be. We're having a lot of fun with the Shurok.
Yeah.
Build necklace giveaway.
That is very nice. Let's do an Ask Jason. I can't believe it. We're back doing an Ask Jason. And before we actually go into the Ask Jason, I just want to tell you that I was in New York last week on a little bit of a listening tour, as I'm calling it. I'm not like raising money for any of the companies, but I just felt like, I always feel like if you're weak, you've been a little beat up, you always got to put your face on the street. Because I can never let anybody. There was a guy, I'll just tell you a true story. There was a guy who went to jail in Brooklyn.
Okay. It wasn't me.
He was moving checks, bouncing checks. I had my dad on the show to tell the story. Guy was bouncing checks. My dad was a bartender. He accepted some of the checks.
Okay.
So my dad had to go downtown and he had to say, hey, this guy is, they compelled him to come down and said, hey, did you accept these checks? He said, yes. So the guy said, guy starts going around Brooklyn saying he's going to kill my dad. This is 1976, 1970. This is the childhood I had to grow up in. It was insanity.
Was this like the New York from the Warriors where they got the subway battles?
This is before that. This is the 70s. This is like Serpico level.
Serpico, yeah, that's right. Oh, $10. God. $10 in the
Dang it, $10. Did I just say the S word? Did I come across on the microphone? So anyway, my dad, and this is all going to get back to Squarespace. So I just want to...
I should hope so.
Because Squarespace is the advertiser that made me think about this. So, my dad is faced with, he's got 3 kids, 1, 2, and 3. Wife, bartender, trying to raise a family in Brooklyn on a bartender salary. And he's got a guy going around town and this guy was crazy as F, known to be crazy. known to carry a gun, and he says he's going to whack my dad for testifying because he went in jail. He gets out of jail. Now my dad's really concerned. You know what my dad does? My dad goes up to 18th Avenue to the place where, I mean, if you know Bensonhurst, you understand you can fill in the blanks in between this. Went to the private club, opens the door. They said, "Oh, John the Beard, you're here. What are you doing up here in this private club?" And he said, "Oh, I'm looking for blank. I'm going to call him Joey Bag of Donuts. I'm looking for Joey Bag of Donuts." They said, "You're looking for Joey Bag of Donuts. He was just here. He said he's looking for you." He goes, "Oh, tell Joey Bag of Donuts I'm looking for him, and I need to talk to him, and he knows where to find me." And that's what you got to do sometimes. When you get knocked down, you have to come out
swinging. Yeah.
You have to let people know that, hey, I'm not going down without a fight, and I'm doing good. And if anybody needs to talk to me, I'm available for discussions. So anyway, I was in New York in a similar situation.
Joey Bag of Donuts.
Similar. But anyway, while I'm there, I had a dinner party, and Anthony from Squarespace came by and he said, "Hey, I'm going to be at my office, and you want to see the new version of Squarespace?" Holy cow. He showed me the new version of Squarespace. I was drooling on the desk saying, I got Jose from the group and This Week in Web Design redesigning the launch site, and I almost feel like I got to tell him to stop because the new Squarespace is so beautiful, and it's not available yet. This advertisement is not supposed to have anything to do with it. But even with the existing one, you can build beautiful, professional-looking websites in moments for your blog, photo galleries, large or small businesses, 24-hour support team, full-featured iPad app. And if you want to give Squarespace a try, go to squarespace.com/twist and get a 14-day free trial with no obligation. That's only for Twist members, squarespace.com/twist. And they don't make you put a credit card in or anything like that. If you're ready to create your own beautiful website, sign up for Squarespace, then go to thisweekin.com/contest/Squarespace to find out how your receipt will get you a Twist bag full of swag. Who's writing the copy on this? I'm going to send you a Twist bag. Some of you got the Twist bag already. Pull up the Twist bag. Show the Twist bag. There it is. Very, very subtle, beautiful bag. This Week in Startups. Tyler designed it. Tyler approved man bag. There it is in Tyler's shopping cart. There it is on Tyler's white wall. And yeah, beautiful. So go ahead and sign up for squarespace.com/twist and then email your receipt to contest@thisweekin.com.
That's almost as good as 2 iPads that blog.punchtab.com is giving away.
That's true. It is almost as good.
No.
You know what? We'll take the blog. We'll put it in the Squarespace This Week in Startups bag.
That's great. No, Squarespace is great.
Squarespace, incredible product.
You don't even need any points to go there. So.
You don't, but they could easily integrate your system into it.
Could be.
All right, on the phone we have Nazar, or is it Nasser?
Nasser.
Yeah, Nasser.
Nasser, you look like you're at NASA with the headset on. Wait a second, did the space shuttle knock it off this week? Did the space shuttle?
Sorry?
Did they scrub the space shuttle launch?
It's a good question.
I heard they scrubbed the space shuttle launch. Okay.
Yeah.
Nasser at NASA, you have a question for us. Let's hear it.
Yeah, okay. Jason, I'm currently in the early stages of planning my dream of project, which I think will have a good chance to be widely known and hopefully as famous as some top-class web-based services, such as I can think of Gowalla or Foursquare or Yelp, and who knows, maybe as famous as Facebook or Twitter. My question is it a key success factor to have a .com domain for such project? I mean, is it a must or mandatory to have a .com domain in order to be considered a top-class website?
No.
Taking into account that there is no readable or easy-to-remember, nice-looking domain available in .com. To represent my projects.
This is a great question. It comes up all the time. Fred Wilson just did a post on avc.com. I did my rules of domain branding. Put it into the 3 chat rooms, please, Kieran. How to name your startup and get a great domain. And put Fred Wilson's into the 2 chat rooms, if you don't mind. And we'll put it into the show notes right here at this moment, 34 minutes in. The quick answer is fake it till you make it. It is very important to have a great .com domain name. If you look at the top 100, top 200, top 500 domain names on Quantcast, a great service for measuring traffic, if you look at their list, it's going to be, I think we did a little analysis of the top 100. They're all under 10. They're all .coms. So that is a sign of success for first generation and probably second generation internet companies. Mobile companies, I see a lot of people put in the word get or go in front of a name that somebody else is using or a squatter's using, which I kind of love. So somebody's using glue.com, but they did getglue.com. And you see that happening all over the place. Somebody has disconnect. Brian, who was on the program, he got disconnect.me. It sounds even better. Someday he'll get disconnect, but he can fake it until he makes it. So come up with a .co is a great one. They've been a sponsor of the show. We use twistlist.co. And I think actually with Twistlist, we actually got the .com and we forwarded it to the .co. The .co means company, so that's actually really a nice domain name for a company. And there's a lot available there. Launch, we use launch.is because launch.com is taken. Eventually, we'll try to get launch.com. We're also going to get launch.co. So you just sort of start in one position with a good enough domain. You build a great product. The great product earns money and gives you the ability to go after the great domain name when you have more bullets to fire. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's more and more reasonable now to start like that and eventually buy the. I know so many startup founders that have worked their way up to the .com domain. But
yeah, delicious.
At the end of the day, it's all about user experience and creating a memorable service. And if you intertwine the two together, it can work.
Yeah, I mean, look at Delicious for example. They had like the .is or whatever, the .ous, the .us.
.us.
Yeah, I mean, they could have done Go Delicious, Get Delicious, Be Delicious, It's Delicious. The Delicious. I mean, there's a million different things, suffixes, prefixes you can put on these things. Tyler, what are your thoughts?
LY really seems to be the first up-and-comer outside of .com, like, especially in the last year. There's been
I bought a few LYs.
Adley, all
Lovely.
INs are good too. Ins,
yeah, a lot of
INs
ins.
are good.
A lot of ins.
Yeah.
A lot
and
of
then
is.
the whole can of worms that might pop open is ICANN is going to let you do a .anything.
Yeah, so there's going to be a flood of new ones coming. And so there'll be a .yahoo, there'll be a .google.
You could do .json. Like, you can buy the .whatever.
Well, you could buy the top-level domain. If you buy the top-level domain, you have to have a domain name registrar, which means you're in for $250,000, $500,000 per year. WordPress, if you look, WordPress had a great thing. They're buying .wp. So somebody do a search for that, and you can see Matt Mullenweg talking about
what happens to the value of .coms when
it goes up. It goes up. A world with more noise, premium real estate becomes better. Look, in New York City, you had 57th Street and Fifth Avenue, and Brooklyn gets built up. Everything else gets built up, and everything's around it, surrounding it. It pushes the value of those things up. So the pool is getting bigger. The number of startups is growing. That means .com will always be the gold standard, and it's going to push things up, 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 up. Up, 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 up. That's what I believe. There's this other theory that it's going to collapse the .com market. Oh, my God. But the fact is, for 20 years, people have been saying Google.com, Yahoo.com, IBM.com, Kmart.com, Amazon.com.
Fine. What if it starts becoming Maps.Google, Calendar.Google?
Oh, those will be available. But 99% of people will just type in Google.com out of habit. People are massive creatures of habit. That's why Google's saying, hey, we don't have a search monopoly because people can just type in a couple of words, a couple of letters. It's true. They don't, have some lock-in distribution like, buying a cable channel or a coal mine or a water rights. It's not that kind of traditional monopoly. It's a mental monopoly. It's a habit monopoly where people just have this habit, and the habit of typing in Google is so strong that if you make a product that's 10, 20, 30% better, you're not going to get people to switch to Bing.
It's like
although it's happening a little
Mail
bit.
and Yahoo Mail, they still have incredibly loyal users because that's,
Well, the cost of moving an email address is still high.
That's true. And Yahoo Search and things like that.
And think about like when you're setting up, saying you're setting up your mom is no longer valid because everybody's mom is so technically savvy because they're all retiring and all they do is sit there scrapbooking and doing Gowalla and Foursquare and Facebook all day long. But I got my dad's on an iPad now. My dad's going up to 18th Avenue, with a cannoli, and he's, he dropped the cannoli and now he's picked up the iPad, so to speak, fill in the blanks. So anyway, does that help? Cannoli.com, bag of donuts, anything? Yes.
Yeah, it's
Where
it's
are
very
you calling
useful.
from?
I'm calling from Saudi Arabia.
You're calling from Saudi Arabia?
Yeah.
That's the first time we've had a caller from Saudi Arabia. Say, Tyler, take the pin, put it on the map for Saudi Arabia. Is there a big startup scene in Saudi Arabia?
Well, the startup, it's still very early. There is a startup companies here, the internet field especially. So, but still, it's in the early stages. There's nothing very widely known to be mentioned, actually.
And is the internet fully open there? Can you go to any website?
No, it's controlled, but it's better than China, better than a lot of other countries. But there is a control. So pornography, terrorists. There's some websites that will be blocked for sure, but it is controlled. It's kind of controlled.
Yeah,
Yes.
I can speak to that actually. They actually have a good. YouSendIt was blocked in both China and Saudi Arabia at times, and the Chinese impossible to get a hold of. Kind of, hey, get us off your firewall. Saudi Arabia, they have an efficient process. You do need to send a fax in, but they do.
They want to have a record of who you are, and they want to know it's not somebody faking. Yeah. And that so you say like, hey, you blocked us, and they say, oh well, you have this beheading video up or something. We want it off.
And here's the process to go through to get off the list and things like that.
Hey, so since we have you on the line, what is the climate with Osama Bin Laden's death?
Oh well, there is mixed emotions, but I can say the majority of people here is very excited, very happy, because Saudi Arabia is one of the targeted countries by Al Qaeda, and we had a lot of terrorist attacks by Osama and by his group. So
so he's an enemy of your state, considered an enemy of your state as well as ours.
Yes, actually Saudi Arabia is considered the second most attacked by Al Qaeda after Pakistan.
Right.
So yes.
And what's the feeling over there about the United States flying into Pakistan and sort of taking care of this mission without permission? Does that upset people?
This is justice. There's nobody will be upset because we killed USA killed Osama Bin Laden. Now it is the justice. So I don't think there's some people is upset, but they are not the majority. The majority of people is very excited, very happy.
And how is democracy sort of manifesting itself in Saudi Arabia specifically? We see in Egypt and some of the other countries there revolutions. Saudi Arabia, it's a lot more controlled, it seems, but it seems people already have a base level of freedom. Is that correct, my interpretation?
Yes. There is a base level of freedom. You can talk about anything actually, with a certain limit. You cannot, for example, talk about the king himself. So there is a base of freedom in the press and the internet. Twitter, Facebook, every social network here is open, and you can say whatever you want.
Awesome. Well, I'm very happy that there is a viewer of This Week in Startups in Saudi Arabia.
There's a lot actually.
Oh, really? Well, we have to have you guys do a meetup, and
sure.
I'm going to fly. Me and Tyler will come out on the Mahalo jet, and we'll have a little meetup in Saudi Arabia. I never thought I would. Trip? We give you a little road trip. You're in, right?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. All right, well, thanks for calling in. This is a very prescient moment.
Let me ask you.
Tyler has a question.
In Saudi Arabia, what is the .co. whatever they use? You know, in Japan it's .co.jp. And
what is your extension?
Is it .sa?
Yeah, the extension .com.sa, .org.sa. It is .sa.
And is that?
And 2 days ago, they launched the two parts domain, which is .sa directly. So you can have JSON.sa.
Oh, so Jason say.
How long ago did they do that?
2 days.
2 or 3 days ago.
Oh, wow.
Let the domain squatting begin.
Yeah, no.
I got to go. I got to domain squat.
You have to be in Saudi Arabia to get that domain, correct?
You have to be in Saudi Arabia, and you have to have a commercial certificate. It's not even for the individuals. You have to be a company or organization.
Just like .co, I guess.
But you just get a corporation
No, .co is Colombian. It originates in Colombia, but you can get it any country.
Okay, but an individual can get it, or
any individual can get it. Yeah, and Iceland, I think, is a little bit harder, and Saudi Arabia is very hard.
Right.
Japan, you need to have an agent, I believe. China, you need to have an agent.
.jp.
Yeah. I think you need. There's like in some countries, there's an agent who will be your proxy to get the domain, but that always makes me nervous if you're going to own it or not. But anyway, thanks for calling in with a great question. And
thank you, Jason.
We'll talk to you soon.
Good discussion.
Awesome.
Sure, thank you.
Wow,
it's very topical.
It's very topical this week in startups. And
well played. Well played.
It's great to just hear it. I actually didn't know that he was going to be calling in from Saudi Arabia.
I had no idea.
But it is just great to hear that other people view this the same way I do, and I think most people in the United States do, that this person was a killing machine,
Right.
Who had this perverse ability to inspire a weak-minded group of people
Yeah.
who are desperate to be included in something. I mean, that's what I look at when I see those people. It's a bunch of weak-minded people who are looking to follow and be part of some organization.
Right.
And he was just really good. I mean, did he have a graduate degree, Osama Bin Laden? I mean, I think he was Western educated,
yeah.
and I don't know if he had a graduate degree or whatever, but he was a smart guy. I mean, not smart enough not to get shot in the face by 70.
Well, the thing I was thinking was, it's been going on for 10 years.
Yeah.
Is it 10 times easier to find someone now because we're that much more connected? There were people tweeting out of, about the helicopters are going. Would that have happened 10 years ago? No.
No.
But, yeah.
I mean, it's interesting that I wonder if during the meetings they said, we have to think about the route of the helicopters because Osama bin Laden or Al-Qaeda's social media expert might be tracking
and they have
American
one, yeah.
forces on Twitter.
Yeah.
So maybe on Twitter they have a keyword for, cannoli means there's a Black Hawk going around or something, And that guy who live blogged it, live tweeted it, and he didn't even know he was live tweeting the bringing. I want to say assassination, but it was, and it was a hit.
Yeah.
And they dumped his body in the ocean. In a formal burial ceremony. Yeah. I think that's a smart move as well because it kind of puts closure on it. Nobody knows where the body is, and that's it. There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to celebrate.
Nope.
End of story. Well, continued success with PunchTab. It looks like a great, great product. I mean, you're very early on.
Yeah, we're 4 months in and learning a lot. And if you like it, go use it.
If somebody wanted to get in touch with you, say like they were coming out of school and they wanted to, their developer or their business development person coming out of business school and they wanted to work for an exciting company like PunchTab, I'm assuming
we have a careers page
at
PunchTab.com, and we have a careers page.
And there's a careers page.
And we love to talk to users, customers, early stage.
But if somebody emails you directly, I mean, you're going to read it and you're going to respond.
I can't help myself, but
it's always. I mean, people don't understand this. If you're a founder of a company, you love that somebody has shown interest. It's part of your job to reply to the emails, and always just try first name at the name of the company. I can tell you right now. I'm not going to reveal anybody's email addresses.
Steve@apple.com.
But I'm going to guess that Steve@apple.com gets to him, or Bill Gates at Microsoft actually gets to that person.
Yep.
And I mean, Mark Cuban is Mark at hd.net. I mean, he says it on every chance he gets on television.
Ranjith at PunchTab. Does work.
And thank you to at GoToMeeting for sponsoring the show. Thank you to at Squarespace. We use Squarespace. We're actually building up the thisweekinstartups.com site. We're going to rebuild it as a destination site just for this show. Of course, there'll be thisweekin.com, which is a destination for the videos. But for the community, we're going to have our guys sort of freelancing a little bit over there and building out that site. That's going to be very exciting. Become a member of the executive producer, and associate producer, and supporter ranks. Get yourself on the secret mailing list. Get a thank you on Twitter from myself and from the account. Get your name on a title card. Get to come to the yearly luncheon at the World Series of Poker main event. I just made that up, but I'm going to have a lunch with any of the producers I'm buying in Vegas the day before the World Series of Poker. How's that for a deal? Huh? Come play some cards with Jason. If you want to meet me there, we'll have a little luncheon. And I'm just loving it. I just love the excitement of all these great producers, and they all introduced themselves over the last couple of days. You're on the list. It's such a diverse group of people, people from Canada, people from Europe, people from the United States, people who are 50 years old, people who are 15 years old. It's a whole range of people who are now part of the community producing this show, because we have big ideas and plans for the show. And like we're talking about doing this episode on Bitcoin, which is this really interesting virtual currency that exists outside of any one company, sort of like an open source currency. It's a very complex issue. Now I've got 20 producers. It's like 60 minutes. I sent them into the field yesterday and said, we're doing a story on this. Go research. And they're going and researching it, and they're going to help build the show. We're actually, this is not a gimmick. They're becoming producers of the show. When we hit 20 more producers, we're going to just raise the rates because we want to actually slow down the number of people signing up. We made it pretty cheap. So you want to get in there this week and sign up. Go to twistlist.co and become a producer. For further reading, you can see the publicly available show notes. We put the show notes up at bit.ly/twist episode 138. So anytime you want to see the show notes, they're up there. And we'll talk to all of you soon. This Friday is the News Roundtable. I don't know who's going to be on it, but I'm sure it's going to be awesome. We'll see you next time.
That's what it's all about, man. They said money is the root of all evil. What? Funny how it feeds my people. Yeah. We ain't gonna live like equals until we get the money, spend the money, and defeat you. Yeah. money is the root of all evil. What? Funny how it feeds my people. Yeah. We ain't gonna live like equals until we get the money, spend the money, and defeat you.